Hey, we're live.
Hey, we finally got on.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Wow, they make that a lot harder than it needs to be. I'll tell you what.
Where'd my iPad go?
Hell if I know.
I may have carried it into the other room while trying to figure out how to do
Hey
this.
everybody, this is the Cinema Supercollider. What is this called? Live stream and like live chat. Holy moly. It was it was what do you, like a hot mess there for a moment. Neither of us,
We're
especially
dumb.
me, but especially her, but especially me, don't know how, like, step by step wise, how to do whatever it is that takes to get onto this thing. Because, as I said, they don't make it easy.
Mm-mm. So,
all right, so don't touch the table. It makes this thing wobble, so be very careful.
So yeah, so hey, we're finally on the air. Hopefully you can hear us, and hopefully we'll get our friends back on. Yeah, we did do that first, just because you were first, Dave. Can you hear me? Can you?
I hope so.
Yeah, hopefully the microphone is working. It's not working.
That means it's not working. That's working, right?
Yes. Okay, good. Dave's here, and he can hear us.
All right.
Great.
Great. Do we have anything to talk about, Megan?
I don't even know.
It's October. It's time for Spooktacular. Halloween.
It's all Halloweeny. Hopefully we'll get Eric back, because not this Eric, but Eric Farmer, because he was on the other one.
All right.
So I'm gonna shoot him a message on the Googles.
So what are we going to talk about in this episode, Megan?
Well, it's live stream, not an episode.
Well, it's kind of an episode because it'll be recorded. So
yes,
some people will be.
So it may just be the two of us, you, Eric Farmer, and Dave, because I fucked up the other stream.
Well, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah,
I ain't worried.
So anyway, hi guys, how you doing?
It's an ongoing process.
It is an ongoing process. Mm-hmm. We're still learning how to use the internet like the children's do. I will post a new link over to Facebook. That's a great idea, Dave.
Hey.
So yeah. So we
wrote down a bunch of stuff.
We actually wrote down.
Megan wrote down a bunch of stuff so that we wouldn't be completely out of our depth.
It's true. And I put on Halloween makeup because it's Halloween month and I felt festive. The only thing that I'm disappointed that I don't have here at the apartment is I used to have a great witch hat, but it's currently living in Joe Beeson's basement, which sounds like a band name.
I don't know. Do we? Joe Beeson's basement. Yeah, that's cool. Do we have anything Halloweeny around here? Like a spider or a...
We have cats.
Yeah.
One of them is black.
Ish.
Yeah. He's a tuxedo cat. Anyhow, why don't you talk about our rabbit event? Because Dave wasn't there, but Eric was there.
What about our rabbit event? What do you want to what do you want to discuss about that? We did Teenagers from Outer Space.
Mm-hmm.
It was on this thing called Rabbit, which is an app, I guess. Is it? Is it an app?
It's kind of a website and an app, I think.
It's this thing. Go to Rabbit. What is it? Rabbit.com.
Oh, you were there, Dave? Oh, that's right. You were there. Never mind.
But anyway, it's like this. The Rabbit is this program by which we can all watch a movie together and have a live commentary. The real plus of it is that it can be like anything that we own or have access to, which in this case would be Amazon Prime, Hulu. I think I got HBO. What else do we have?
I don't know about HBO, but
definitely Netflix, any of those things. And we can play a movie as a stream and we can all react to it in the chat window as it goes along. We did it for Teenagers from Outer Space, which was a movie that was done on Mystery Science Theater 3000. But we did the unriffed version and had a really good time with a bunch of friends of ours and a bunch of well-wishers and looky-loos who came on to see us and see what we were doing. And we're going to do it again. When is it going to be? On Halloween night?
We're going to do one on Halloween night.
Have we decided on what we're going to do?
The suggestion of the Satanic Rites of Dracula, I believe is what it was called, was made during our original Rabbit. And so that one I know is streaming, so we might do that one.
Yeah, well, we're going to do one before that, though, right?
We may do one next week on Wednesday.
Yeah, I was looking at a bunch of like really popular Halloween movies, like Hellraiser was one. Do you want to do Hellraiser? Or like, what is Chucky called? What is that thing called?
Child's Play.
Child's Play was one of them. I was thinking like a kind of a classic like horror movie that everyone would kind of enjoy and have fun kind of riffing on, rather than some like obscure bad movie. It might be more fun to be like, you know, something that people like. I don't know. It's up to our fans.
And then we're going to do one on Thanksgiving Eve. Is our traditional Thanksgiving Eve movie. Can't stop the music.
Nobody can stop the music.
No one can stop the music. You can't stop it. The Village people couldn't stop it. The credits at the end of the movie couldn't stop it.
Yeah, do the milkshake, baby.
That is a song in it. That is true.
If you haven't seen Can't Stop the Music, and I know most of you on this list have seen Can't Stop the Music with us, or many of you at least, you're missing out, man. It is, you think it's the Village People movie from, I think, 1979 or 1980. It was right at the time when disco was going down the tubes. And in more than down the tubes, it was at a point where people were becoming like angry at disco. And the movie was made at the time when like disco was just reaching its peak, but it was one of those things like when it reached its peak, people got super fed up and it went down the drain really, really fast. And it was on like everybody's worst of list for that year. Those were the years when people were like the first years that people were talking about the Golden Raspberry and all that kind of stuff, where like bad movies were like in, or people were paying attention to it. And wow, it's not a bad movie at all. I love that movie. It's so much fun. Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like if you like camp and you like having fun, you'll really like Can't Stop the Music. And there's so much to make fun of because it's really, really silly and easily made fun of. But it's also like kind of great. And really, if you haven't seen it and you're not doing something on Thanksgiving Eve, which is like, that's like the new cool like time for like hip people to be out and partying, right? You know,
that's the time that you drink with your friends and don't yell at your family.
Right. And so like hang out with us because look at this. See this, all this gray hair? It's like,
I got a streak right here.
Oh yeah, you're like Rogue from
most people think that I now look like the lady from Devil Wears Prada because of my new haircut.
Oh, okay.
So I don't remember the character name, but it's the one that Meryl Streep plays.
I think you look like Rogue. Anyway, like look, we're all old folks, but we're not going out on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, which is, I guess, the thing to do now. I guess it's been the thing to do now for like 20 years or so, but you know, we're staying home and we're watching it, and we're going to be doing like a live, what do you call it? Live stream? We're going
to do a movie watching event in Rabbit.
As I was talking about before.
Yes. Eric gets confused between live streams and the Rabbit thing.
I do.
So Feast of Forsaken. Oh, is that Thanksgiving Eve, Dave, or is that like your Thanksgiving?
Feast of Forsaken?
Yeah, that's what Dave does on Thanksgiving. That's what he's saying in the comments, in the chats.
Is that like some vampire thing?
No, it's for people that don't do family stuff.
Oh, okay, I get
Could
it.
Be either one.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I wish Thanksgiving were. I mean, I love my family. Don't get me wrong, but I would feel pretty good if I had Thanksgiving where I could pick everybody that was going to be like feasting with me rather than just family members. I love you, family members, but
Eric would like to
Peace.
feast without you.
Peace.
So it's our Halloween movie chat. And so we figured we'd talk about some movies because we've seen some movies and you guys probably have seen some movies. So let's chat about some Halloween movies. Eric watches more movies than I do because Eric has more time to watch movies than I do.
I do.
So Eric has seen some things that I have not seen, but we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff.
Right.
So what movie do you want to talk about first, Eric?
Well, what's on our list? What do we want to talk about?
Well, you have Suburban Gothic on this list.
Suburban Gothic is a Ray Wise movie. Also, the girl from Three Broke Girls, what is her
Don't ask
name?
me.
Kat Dennings.
There you go.
Me with no mind or brain or memory, I could remember Kat Dennings of all people. It's streaming on, I believe it was Amazon. Well, long story short, I won't recommend it. It's kind of okay. It is a sort of comedy horror movie. And what it kind of winds up being is like a really like classic ghost story, like where there's an unquiet spirit that needs to have several things done to put it to rest. And it basically happens in Ray Wise and his wife's house while their son, who's the protagonist of this film, is living with them because he's run into hard times. Everyone raise your hand if you know somebody or are somebody who's had some tough times in the current economy, making it on their own, and had to go live with their parents for a while. Well, Ray Wise is like a right-wing asshole, sort of like super conservative jerk. And his son, who's the protagonist, everyone thought he was gay. Everyone thought he was gay during high school. He seems sort of, he's not like super masculine. I wouldn't call him like effeminate or anything, but he's like not super masculine, but he's not gay. And everybody in town, when he goes back, they treat him bad, and his dad treats him bad, and this and that, because like when he was a kid, he used to have these hallucinations or whatever. He was like schizophrenic or some such thing.
I'm going to stop Eric for a moment here to remind him that we agreed not to spoil movies on Movie Chat.
You are right. You are right.
Me.
I won't spoil it.
Thank you. Just because we don't want to be dicks about it since it's on the
internet. It's not a terrible movie. It's kind of interesting. The trouble is it's quite obvious that the people who made the movie thought it was hilarious when the protagonist of the film would scream, "Forgive me," like a little girl. And not to demean little girls or anything like that, but I mean,
Eric wants to know if it's boring.
No, it's not boring. It's actually okay. It's not super boring. It's okay. It's just that every time that something happens, the protagonist goes "ah!" like that, and as you're watching it that like the people who made this movie thought that was fucking hilarious. Like when the protagonist screams like "ee!" and it isn't really. But it's sort of a classic ghost story. It's not terrible, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, well that was a strong recommendation out of the gate.
No, it's not. But okay.
So Dave's saying that he's going to watch Mandy with his friend.
Mandy,
because you guys have seen every goddamn horror movie. Mandy is the one with Nick Cage, I think, right? Or am I thinking of a different one?
Mandy, she came and she gave without taking.
Yeah,
I sent her away.
Yeah, my best friend when I was in grade school,
she kissed me and stopped me from shaking,
was named Mandy, and her mom actually dragged both of us when we were in like 5th or 6th grade to see Barry Manilow. It was actually a pretty good concert considering I was pretty young.
How about that?
And he sang Mandy, and she fucking hated that song because,
Yeah, it was so funny. There's a funny story where I was in medical school and my brother was in college, and I would frequently go down to visit for college parties because medical school is like is not, no matter what they tell you in movies and stuff, it's not a party kind of thing. So I would go down to like Champaign, and his girlfriend at the time was named Mandy. So, and she was pretty cool. She's kind of odd character, but she was pretty cool. And I was sitting out on the front porch with her one night, and I was like joking, like, "Oh, Mandy, you came and you gave without taking." She's like giving me the eyeball, and I'm like, "Well, you know, obviously your parents didn't name you after that song, so you got nothing to worry about." And she's like, they did. And I'm like, "Well, shit, I was 10 years old when that song came out." Oh,
yeah,
I'm an old dude.
You're an old dude.
And this is when I was still a young dude, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's what happens when you visit the children's in college when you're in medical school.
Yeah, she was 18 and I was 25 or something like that. So I guess it made a difference. But
that would have made me 15 at the time.
Yeah,
just to point that out.
Anyway, Mandy is a movie about...
Yes, it has Nick Cage, and as Dave has mentioned in the comments, it is supposed to be batshit crazy. I'm not really sure how else Nick Cage knows how to play movies right now, other than batshit crazy or kind of sleepwalking through them just to get a paycheck. Yeah. But I find him entertaining either way. So
he can be entertaining, but I would agree that I would argue that he has three modes. One is batshit crazy, entertaining. One is sort of sleepwalking, and one is sort of like just boring bad. Like what was that? The Castaway, or what is it called?
Left Behind.
Left Behind.
I think that was a sleepwalking movie. He seemed like they sort of woke him up and then they like rolled him out of bed and they were like, "Hey Nick, we're making that Jesus movie. Get into character." And character for him was awake. So
yeah, I don't know, man. There's some Nick Cage. You know, you want to watch Nick Cage movies because they're going to be like crazy Nick Cage, and there's so many that are like boring Nick Cage.
Well,
so that they're not all not the bees.
Look, we will always have the Wicker Man. We will always have him in a bear suit punching a woman and then screaming "not the bees." Like
there was, you know, what we haven't done. We might do is the Bad Lieutenant 2.
Oh, Port of New Orleans?
Yeah, Port of Call, New Orleans. I actually liked that movie. I saw it when it came out. I didn't see it in the theater, but I saw it right away.
So, yes, Dave, we have seen Transylvania 6-5000.
Oh, my God.
And in fact, Eric really wanted to do it for the show, and we deemed it unworthy.
I deemed it unworthy. I couldn't hack it.
I like Gina Davis in it quite a bit because I think she's fun. And she's not as fun as she is in Earth Girls Are Easy. No, nothing's as fun as Earth Girls Are Easy. And of course, Jeff Goldblum's in it, and I have no problem looking at him. But it was just kind of boring, honestly.
You know what? A lot of people like that movie.
Well, you thought you liked it when we saw it. You were like, "I remember liking this movie."
No. I didn't remember liking this movie.
Then why did we watch it?
Fuck if I know. Because you want to see a Jeff Goldblum movie? I don't know.
No. Yes.
Yeah. He's pretty hot. I mean, you know, come on.
Yeah. Okay. So Suburban Gothic was the first movie we wanted to talk about. We also both saw a movie called The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Please explain to us The Autopsy.
So The Autopsy of Jane Doe is about a father and son who are a coroner and a coroner's helper, apprentice, medical assistant. I don't know. They have an actual name and I'm forgetting it. So, and they are brought in a body that is found at a crime scene of a young, beautiful woman, who kind of shouldn't have been involved in the really horrible crime that took place. They found the corpse buried in the basement, but in pristine condition. And so it's kind of a mystery movie, but then it turns into a supernatural movie because they're trying to figure out who this person is, how she died, because everything they do to the corpse in the course of doing the autopsy kind of shouldn't happen. Like the corpse has been there for a while and they cut into it and blood comes gushing out of it.
Oh yeah.
And it's only a body that was super fresh this would happen with.
Right.
And like they find like there's a fly that's living in her nose. And
That's right. Yeah.
there's just like a lot of weird shit. And then they realize they discover one very important thing during the autopsy where like they've opened her up and a very important secret is revealed. And then like the shit hits the fan and it's all spooky times.
I don't know if I'd recommend it. It wasn't bad though. I enjoyed it. I felt like we had some fun watching it. It's just like, I don't know.
A vampire.
Vampire.
I will say this: she was neither a saint nor a vampire.
Mhm.
She was something else.
Yeah.
So,
well, for our episode this week, we saw Jennifer's Body, which we
Mhm.
recommend, and Megan Fox is neither a vampire or a demon or a succubus or a zombie, but she's something in between.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I liked it, and Eric liked it, and it's a pretty good episode. Unlike many of our episodes, we did not spoil the movie in that episode.
It was
either.
hard. It was really hard to not spoil the movie. I mean,
Mhm.
it made our episode short because normally we like to talk about all the details in the movie, but every time it started to get interesting, we kind of had to stop.
Yeah, because you should really see it. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, really, who knew?
yeah, Dave.
know?
I would say she's not possessed is exactly, sort of,
No,
not really.
no, possessed is probably the wrong word.
Yeah, it's not quite the word. It's more of a demonic thing.
Now you're giving this stuff away.
Well, they say it in the movies, so
Nah,
it's not
they-
really that big of a thing. But if you haven't seen it, we recommend it. You'll hear the episode on Monday when we oh, okay. Yeah, you've read the Wikipedia episode entry, so you already know what happens, Dave. But still, it's worth seeing. Megan Fox is actually really good in it, and so is Amanda Seyfried. And there's like a lot of "Hey, it's that guys" in it that I was sort of surprised by.
The whole thing is surprising all along the way because what you think is going to happen and how you think it's going to unfold, especially because it's like a high school, sexy, like vampire monster kind of thing. You think it's going to do this and that and this, and it doesn't do this or that or this. It does everything a little bit different than you'd expect, and makes it kind of interesting and makes the characters kind of compelling. So,
so look for that on Monday.
It's coming up.
It is coming up. It is in the can.
Any other cool movies we've seen together?
Well, we did see The House on Sorority Row.
Oh yeah, we saw a couple of Riff Tracks movies together, didn't we? House on Sorority Row and Ice Cream Man. We saw both of those.
Yeah, Eric insisted that I watch House on Sorority Row because I was in a sorority, and
how was your verisimilitude index score for House on Sorority Row?
That's a very big word for saying how much was it like the real thing?
How much was it like the real thing, Megan?
Okay, good. I understood. It was. There were certainly things that were similar, but
we had like a stinky pool outside with algae.
No, we did not have a stinky pool outside.
We had a house mother who was evil.
We did have a house mother that was fucking evil as shit. My house mother in college stole from us, like legit would go into people's rooms and steal money from them. And also she reported me and my friends for smoking weed on the front porch of the sorority, which was not the case. We were smoking clove cigarettes because that's what a college girl does. You smoke a lot of clove cigarettes.
I haven't smoked a clove cigarette
since college.
No. I've smoked since college.
Oh,
I used to buy those black ones. You remember those ones?
Yeah, that's what we were smoking.
Yeah. Those were good. I used to smoke
clove
those.
cigarettes.
Did you ever smoke beaties?
I think I did. I can't remember.
They used to get them at like health food stores and stuff. They come in like this little this little bundle, and they had like a leaf around them, and it was tied with a little string.
I can't remember.
I don't know. They're beaties. There's something like you smoked beaties and you smoked cloves back in college. And the beaties were cheap, and the cloves were I don't know. They tasted like clove. They were pretty good.
We smoked Swisher Sweets, which are not good.
Some Swisher Sweets.
It was part of our like college finals week tradition. Me and my friends would go to the White Hen, which for those of you who don't live in Chicago, White Hen is like
White Hen's gone.
I know, but it was like 7-Eleven or like Quick Trip or whatever. And so we'd go there and we would pick out 3 things. We would pick out Hostess fruit pies. We would pick out the soda that had the most sugar in it, which generally speaking was like that red cream soda or like
Red Pop.
Red Pop, yeah, or like the strawberry Fanta, you know.
Oh yeah, the Fantanas.
And then we would buy a flavor of Swisher Sweets, and that was what we did.
Yeah, grape. You said, right?
Grape was a flavor. They have all kinds of flavors.
No. I used to buy Swisher Sweets when I was in college and went on a canoe trip and just wanted like some like revolting thing to smoke.
Yeah.
Blech. No.
So anyway, there was no T-shirt making in House on Sorority Row, which is a very vital component.
They're making posters or something.
The posters are different. You make a T-shirt for everything when you're Greek. It's a party, you make a T-shirt. It's a fundraiser, you make a T-shirt. It's Wednesday, you make a T-shirt. And so those things were not in there. But
I don't know. It wasn't a bad film, though. I
liked it. It was pretty enjoyable for a shitty 80s.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was in the 80s. We verified it was like mid 80s.
Yeah. Well, we only saw the Riff Tracks version of it, which, you know, it forgives a lot of problems when the boys are on there doing their riffs, but a riff tracks of a really, really bad movie is sometimes hard to tolerate, and this was, it was a pretty fun,
I liked it.
silly movie.
There's a great, like, it towards the end of the movie, there's like a weird, she's on drugs fever dream thing, which was really well shot that I liked quite a bit.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, because you were in the other room making a drink.
Okay. That sounds like me. Wait a minute, that's not me at all.
I even paused the movie and played it for him again, but Eric is drinking a margarita right now
with a Chicago flag,
which means that he will forget this entire live stream soon.
Are we doing a show?
Yeah.
When?
Now.
Well, this is live.
Yes.
It's just a joke, folks. I know.
Eric makes the jokes. Oh yes, repping the Faygo.
I've never had Faygo. I don't know what it's like.
It's not good. I don't like it. I'm sure, as Dave points out, yes, the Juggalos do like it.
I don't understand the whole Insane Clown Posse. I know like 2.
That's not the same thing as Juggalos.
Yeah, no, that's Insane Clown Posse.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought that was the.
No, it's Insane Clown Posse. I'm 100% sure.
You're right.
I'm 100% sure. And the reason I'm 100% sure is because I know 2 adult women who are grown, responsible adult women with children who are huge fans of ICP and Juggalos and go to those things and stuff. And it's like, I thought that was like for like imbeciles and weirdos. And
there's lots of people that like that shit.
I don't know, man. I've listened to it. I don't know, man.
Sweetie, you're not a Juggalo. I've never seen you in clown white.
It's never had that moment. I tried to watch.
Your neighbors are Juggalos? Holy shit.
That was Salt. Huh?
Yeah, Eric has a very fancy salt lick thing going on here.
Yeah. No, I saw the movie called Big Money Hustlers.
Yes, because it was on a list of like really shitty movies that I can't remember where I found it.
And it's like the Insane Clown Posse movie.
There's 2 of them.
Well, the next one is called Big Money Rustlers.
And it's a Western.
And it's a Western.
No, it is.
Yeah. Oh, no, it is.
Yeah.
It is. I watched Big Money Rustlers first.
Which is, I think, the better of the 2 of them, if I remember correctly.
I don't know, man. Ever since I learned that like the main thrust behind their whole series of early albums was about like Christianity and God, that like made me uninterested. When they told like about the Great Malenko, like there was going to be a big thing. Like they had all these albums that were building up to something, and then they built up to is like, well, it's all just God. And like, I was like, I didn't want to listen to your music in the first place, but now you made it really like unpleasant for me. So now I don't have to care about stupid shit like that. Apologies to all you Juggalos out there who watch our show. I don't know how many people are on the list there.
Not many. So Eric just actually finished watching Ice Cream Man, which
Yep.
I watched some of, but then I was putting on makeup.
I remember seeing Ice Cream Man in the video store back when there were things, hey kids, there were things that called video stores where you would go in and you would rent videos from. I remember seeing it at the one at Damon and Division back in the 90s. And it wasn't a Blockbuster. It was some like off-brand video store.
Yes, Dave. Yes, it is the one with Clint Howard.
Yes, Clint Howard. And I remember seeing the box cover with like Clint Howard's like weird face and like holding an ice cream cone with a big eyeball in it. And I always meant to rent it because it looked like it was going to be crazy. You know?
I like Clint Howard. I think he's quite good.
And I never rented it. So I saw it. It's another Riff Tracks one that I saw. Everybody buy Riff Tracks. Go to rifftracks.com and spend the money and buy Riff Tracks and give those guys some money because they're the best at doing this kind of thing. And I don't know. Ice Cream Man was pretty good.
From the pieces of it that I saw, I liked it.
There were a lot of good riffs in it, actually. A lot of funny moments.
I just enjoy Clint Howard menacing children.
Oh yeah, that's great.
It's good.
Yeah, so I agree 100%.
So yeah, and then you saw a couple of movies that I did not partake in. You saw Hereditary.
I saw that back in, when the hell was that? In the spring?
Yeah, you did. So we were going to have a movie date. We did have a movie date, and I was meeting Eric at the movie theater after work
at 6:30 or something. Right?
Yeah, and so I got there and I was like waiting.
She's sending me texts
and waiting, and I was like, "Oh,
where the fuck are you?" Dude?
I was like, "Eric must be like still parking the car," and like, so I'm sending him a text. I'm like, "Hey, I'll like buy some snacks and stuff. What do you want?" And like, no answer. And then it was like 5 minutes before the movie was supposed to start, or 10 minutes before the movie was supposed to start. And finally, I was like, "Are you coming? Because I have the tickets and I also have the snacks. And also I'm now starting to think maybe I got stood up by my boyfriend." And he comes like wandering out of a different movie theater.
I went in at like 4:30 to this movie thinking, I had no idea. You know what? See, this is a dumb thing that I do. I didn't look at the running time because I assumed some horror movie was going to be less than 2 hours, not more than 2 hours.
Incorrect. This movie was like 2.5 hours or something.
Yes, and I recommend it. It's not like a regular horror movie. It's slow paced and it's weird, and it starts out a certain way and then changes into something else. And it's got to be available like,
I'm sure it's available now.
Like through Redbox and through whatnot. I mean, like it'll be freely available streaming somewhere pretty soon. And I enjoyed it a lot. I had a fun time. It's as silly as can be. It's like the only spoiler I will give you is it's about like devil worship or demon worship or Satan sort of thing. If that kind of stuff appeals to you, you're going to love this movie. If that kind of stuff is silly to you, I don't know. It's silly to me. I still liked it.
Yeah.
So,
we both saw The Witch, Dave, and we both liked it quite a bit.
It's not as good as The Witch, but it's not that far away from that in terms of like it being different from like regular modern horror movies, which is like jump scare, sexy girl, jump scare, boring shit, jump scare. It's not a jump scare movie. It's not like one of those Paranormal Activity things. Mm-hmm. It's very much it's like a story of a family and their relationship and how the supernatural causes it to unravel.
Mm-hmm.
If that sounds interesting to you, then you should watch it.
Well, it's Halloween. Why wouldn't it sound interesting to you?
It's a great movie for Halloween. I'd heartily recommend it. It's just not like fun for like the kiddies and the whole family. It's kind of like a slow burn, you know?
Yeah. And then the last one that you wanted to talk about was Annihilation.
Oh, Annihilation. Well, it's not really a horror movie. It's more of a science fiction movie, and it's got to be out streaming by now. I haven't seen it streaming. Whenever it's streaming on one of the services that I subscribe to, I'm definitely going to watch it again. It stars Natalie Portman, and I don't really want to reveal much about it, but I don't know how great of a movie it was, but it has some of like the weirdest, creepiest segments that I've seen in a movie in a long time, which is high praise for me. And oh
yeah, that's right. I forgot about that, Dave. It's already streaming. They released it streaming the same week it came out.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I saw it at the theater.
Well, yeah, because I think the better experience for it is to see it in the theater with the big screen and everything.
Yeah.
But
It's like 2001 by the end. I mean, it's like way out.
Yeah.
It's way out. My brother, Dave, not Jeff, my brother Dave and my friend Carter saw the movie and hated it with a white hot passion, and mentioned it on a Facebook chat or something. And I weighed in saying, like, I really like that movie. And they were both incredulous. They're like, what? Like what? Ironically?
Look,
like, because you'd have a show about bad movies. That's why you liked it, right? And I'm like, no. I really liked that movie. And they were both on the verge of walking out. They hated it that much.
I don't think it's I didn't see it, but
you should see it.
Everything I've heard about it doesn't make it sound like it's a walking out movie.
No,
but keep in mind, a lot of people also didn't like The Witch, which I get a little bit, because if you go into that movie thinking it's going to be like a traditional regular horror movie, and then you get this atmospheric like people against nature and the sort of horror of isolation and everything, that's probably not what you signed up for. But we also like movies like It Follows, which a lot of people also didn't like.
I can't understand that. Why don't people like good movies? Why do people like shitty movies? Why don't people like good ones? I don't understand it. They like good ones too, but I mean, like, I don't know.
I liked It Follows, but again, as I've mentioned on the show before, I like my symbolism to like you could pick it off the tree and you could chew on it for a little bit, and then maybe later on it could come back and like punch you in the face. Like, I like that. Like, I would like things like that to happen to me. And It Follows is like, it is a parable, right? Parable? Yeah. About sexually transmitted diseases, essentially.
I think that's one way you could look at it. Sure. Yeah, I think so.
We do know we have a show about shitty movies. We are aware of that. Sometimes we watch good ones, though, you know?
Well, we never get to talk about the good movies that we see, because our show is about the crummy movies that we see. So it's, I think this kind of thing that we're doing is what this is kind of why we're doing this.
Yeah.
So we can talk about all the movies that don't make it onto our show.
Yeah, and we like talking with people that listen to our show, because you guys also have ideas about shitty movies and good movies that we might not know. So that's why we like to talk to you guys.
We do.
Speaking of shitty movies, though, Eric, I think it might be time to pick the next Bag of Destiny movie.
Oh my God. I got a kazoo for that. Hold on a second.
Okay, get your kazoo. Eric's been designing sound for this. Okay, that was shrill. All right, hey.
I'll pull out the cowbell, don't.
It's the Bag of Destiny. I know it's like reversed on screen.
Is it? Or is it like, look, it's down here, like on this thing. Can you see it?
No, it's the same way it looks on screen.
All right.
So anyway.
Oh, wait, I looked inside. Here, how about you pick this then?
I'm going to pick the movie this time.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to reach around in here. Pick a good one. Ooh, it's not going to be good, though. Let's see. What did we get? We got The Mutant Chronicles.
I never heard of it.
I have not heard of this either.
Why is this still in the bag?
I don't know.
Is it something? It's a movie.
It has Thomas Jane, Ron Perlman, and John Malkovich in it.
Ron Perlman and John Malkovich. That's why it's in the bag.
Mm-hmm. Also, it has this very fancy glittery seal from the movie bootlegging store that our friend Scott bought it from.
Yeah, our movies from the Bag of Destiny all come from our friend Scott, who frequently travels to China and buys these for, what are they, $1?
Like 6 RMB, which is somewhere between $1 or $2.
And so that these come off of the street, and well, this one seems pretty like
this is a pretty fancy one.
prismatic. I don't see where there's a disc in here, though. I hope there's a disc.
Hey, it's based on an RPG.
Is it really?
That's what the guys are saying.
Wow, that's fucking cool.
Well,
that should be right up your street. All right, and so
we'll have to do a little bit of a crossover here. I'll have to look it up.
We got a thing, The Darkest Age is Yet to Come, Mutant Chronicles. All right. And then we've got this envelope inside, which says DVD.
Now, the over-under is going to be on whether or not this is actually a dude sitting in a movie. Yeah, well, that's how they all come. They come sleeved in plastic for sanitation purposes.
Yeah, like a little DVD condom there.
Yes. So
we will watch this.
We're going to watch it.
You guys.
Maybe it will be a guy with a video camera in a movie theater like the Love Guru was. That was a real authentic moment when we popped that one in. Maybe this will just be a digital rip of the movie and it will be watchable.
Oh, goodness, I'm hoping so. If we have to watch an actual movie that is like actually from like recorded,
yeah, well, like we mentioned in the Love Guru episode, we did not watch the full movie rip of it. We gave up and went to Amazon and watched it because
I had the idea that we were going to lie about it and say that we watched it, and then I reneged at the last moment because I felt like we owe it to you to be honest. Really,
Dave, I don't know. The Mutant Animal People one sounds a lot like Gamma World.
Gamma World, I remember that game.
I mean, I'm not doubting that there aren't multiple games that have mutant animal people in them. I mean, I feel like I've played multiple games.
Vegapygmies.
Well, Vegapygmies aren't animals, Eric. They're vegetables.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So we did experience the Love Guru for a few, maybe 5-10 minutes of it, and then we were like, we can't watch a 2-hour movie that's through the eyes of a lens of a camera. So
it's hard.
I think we actually rented it, didn't we? We had
no. We had it. It was streaming one place free, and then they took it away, and then we found it streaming some other place free. I'm glad I didn't pay for the Love Guru. It's not as bad as it's not as bad as a lot of shit that we've seen.
No. I mean, we said it on the show, but it was not great. So who knows? This movie could be in pristine condition, but in totally different language, like Russian. Because that's happened to me before when I've bought these
How are we
going
to do a show about it if it's in Russian? That's going to be tough.
Interpretive dance.
Man, it's all on you, baby.
I'll just interpretive dance.
Yeah.
It'll just be dead air for an hour.
Put that fruit hat on and do some dancing.
Yes, while I put my fruit hat on and do an interpretive dance. Mm-hmm. So yes. So I will look up the RPG, though. This might be an excellent reason to play the RPG because of the movie. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing it in the next week because we're going to
Gamma World interfaced really well with D&D back in the day.
Oh yeah,
that was like Expedition of the Barrier Peaks was the one where it interfaced.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that well because that was one of my favorite modules that I played when I was knee high to a grasshopper.
Well, and I played Gamma World within the last year because I played it at Min Loco.
Is that the same Gamma World?
It was the original Gamma World.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you didn't have that. You had an okay time.
I shouldn't play it, Eric. Well, we'll see. I mean, I got a lot of games on my dance card lately. I've been playing Monster Hearts and some D&D and all kinds of
some D&D.
I've been playing a lot of D&D. I've been DMing his group.
Yeah, we're fighting dragons.
Yeah, we're playing the Tyranny of Dragons campaign.
I'm a barbarian. I hit things with my axe.
It's true, he does. He does. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll look it up. At least I'll look it up so we can talk about it.
Yeah. What else is on our list to talk about for the show? Anything?
Let's see. Oh,
Yeah, look, it reverses our video. See, so we're correct.
okay. Well, I'm dumb.
No, you're not dumb. I'm just saying.
I'm looking at through Hangouts on air, and it's all reversed.
Well, we got the mirror effect going here because it's much easier to do, like when it looks like a mirror.
Sure.
You know, but it's if you look at like the actual stream, it's reversed it so it's forward. So that's.
I don't
cool.
think we need to explain this.
Well, I felt the need to explain.
Okay. So some other just stuff. I posted a little channel trailer video this past week because I've been trying to post more videos. I've been working on them, during all of my free time. So we've got that up. And then one thing that we're going to probably have posted in the next week is, for those of you who are at the original movie chat live stream that we did, one of the folks that was there was wanting us to watch a Hunger Games parody thing, which we found and we've seen, but we're going to do a reaction video to it. So we'll hopefully have that up in the next week.
Oh, that's cool.
So that'll be fun.
I only watched like the first 2 minutes of it. It's not that long though. It's 10 minutes long.
Not even 10 minutes. It's I think 5.
Yeah, no, it looks like the kind of thing that we should definitely watch.
It reminded me a lot of, many moons ago, I used to have a cable access show called Twirly that I did with a friend of mine here in Chicago on Channel 19. And apparently occasionally they still trot it out and play it at like 3 a.m. But it was a show where if you made a movie, you could send it in and we would basically kind of do like an Image Union sort of thing, but it was for like indie filmmakers and like
Image Union, you guys,
and student films and things like that. And so this particular Hunger Games parody thing reminds me a lot of the movies I used to get for that show. So that will be interesting to talk about.
Yeah. What was that one we did for?
Jeff's here.
What do we do for V-Fest? That one that was like made by friends of yours. We watched it at like 2 a.m.
Oh, Fatty Drives the Bus.
Fatty Drives the Bus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I cannot recommend Fatty Drives the Bus.
So
that one, what breaks me like usually at B-Fest. That was the one that broke me for our V-Fest.
Well, the reason that I put it on there is, Fatty Drives the Bus was released by Troma Films about 20 years ago, and it was made by a guy here in town named Mick Napier, and the folks from a theater called the Annoyance Theater. So if you're into improv at all, the Annoyance Theater...
Oh, who isn't?
Well, here in Chicago, it's a big thing. And I studied there for a while. And the movie was a partially improvised movie. And it's a feature-length film. And it is about a bus full of people who I believe are being sacrificed or who die and end up in Satan's care. Something like that.
Oh, sure. I don't remember.
I
was suffering at that point.
I was asleep. It was because even though I made V-Fest, I got to sleep because it was in my house on my couch.
Yeah.
It's available. You can find it. It's on YouTube. The entirety of it. If you really want to watch something that is painful, but to me was a bit nostalgic because like my teachers were in it and people I knew and had improvised with and people that I had worked with on shows. I felt like I needed to include it in V-Fest, but it's like not a good Troma film. And I don't think that even the people that were in it necessarily would feel that it's a good film. I don't want to speak for them, but I do often like to point people at it because I kind of feel like if you need a movie to just really suffer through, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'd say that part of the problem was that we were running it at like 3 a.m.
It was in the middle of
It's
the
a
night.
little easier to take maybe at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night than like after you've been watching bad movies for 5 or 6 hours,
By
because
the
it
way,
really breaks you down.
the Cinema Supercollider V Fest from, I think it was 2 years ago now, the entire playlist is up on our channel. So if you ever are like, I've got an entire day where I don't need to move off my couch.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some painful shit.
Damn right, man. You should
Just turn it
definitely do it.
It will play for 24 hours.
There's some really cool stuff on that. I mean,
I made it so that it was a bunch of movies. I don't know. Some of the movies might have gotten taken down, so
yeah, that's true.
you might have to skip along. But I made it so that each one of the movies ended, and then there were some short subjects in between. So if you needed to get up and pee or do something, like get a snack, take a 3-minute power nap, whatever it was you needed to do, you could do that and still see the movies. But I was proud of the playlist I put together.
The playlist was great, and I think it was really fun. It's just a case of where it was it was a lot of work, and we were in the midst of like packing and moving. And I don't think that we got the chance. I don't think you and I got the chance to like fully enjoy it to the extent that we could.
It's still there.
Our friend Dave came over and hung out with us for a while we watched the movies, and our friend Pixie came over and hung out with us
with
for
her
a
child.
while. Yeah,
she made her child watch the movies.
Yeah. So we had like a nice thing. Maybe we'll do that again sometime. I don't know, maybe not. Are we going to be doing B-Fest this year?
Yes, we are going to B-Fest this year.
Okay. Well, we have to keep them informed about B-Fest.
Well, we talked about it a little bit when we did the Rabbit movie night the other night. But B-Fest is great. If you've never been to B-Fest, it is a 24-hour movie festival that happens on the Northwestern campus in usually the last weekend of January.
Yeah.
And it is it's a student-run thing, but the fans of it have been going to it for years and years and years.
You're locked into a movie theater for 24 hours.
We're not locked in, but
you're not locked. Well, you're not locked in like you can't escape. Like if there's a fire, you're going to die.
You can get up and take.
You can get up and leave, but I mean, it's like you're locked in the sense that throughout the middle of the night when they're showing the worst movies, if you leave, they won't let you back in.
Those are bad movies.
Yeah,
you can't leave. You can't leave the student center after a certain period of time.
The point of it is, if you want to experience it, you have to be there for 24 fucking hours.
Eric likes to try and stay up the entire time.
Man, it's so hard. Did we do it ever? Did I ever do it completely?
You did it the first year I took you.
No. We didn't stay until the very end. I think we left early.
Did we?
I don't think we've ever. No, we stayed until the very end. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
No, you're right. We didn't watch the very last movie that first year, but you stayed up all night.
Yeah, I sure did.
I didn't. I fell asleep. I knew that there were a few movies I did not need to see. Yeah, we didn't make it last year, but we're definitely going to be back this year.
We're going to sponsor a movie.
We'll be sponsoring a movie, hopefully, again. Yeah. Hopefully that movie will be Hundra.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Or what is that called?
Yes,
that film.
That movie.
Yeah, no. City Dragon.
Oh,
City Dragon is my favorite.
No, we saw. Oh
no, City Dragon. Yeah,
I'm thinking of the one with Shonuff because that's how.
Oh no, that was
that's
good.
The Last Dragon.
Yeah, that's the Last Dragon. No, it's City Dragon. Man, find it.
It's
hard to find.
We gave our copy away.
We should never have given our copy away.
We should never have given our copy away. Yeah, Eric, if you've never seen City Dragon, you should get that one.
Oh my God.
You fucking love it. It's great.
City Dragon's fucking hilarious. Totally worth it. Top notch.
So that's some stuff that we've got coming up and some videos that are going to be in the works. Hopefully, I've started working on a supercut of Teenagers from Outer Space that is just the phone acting because we talked about that when we watched it. So I'm trying to do 2 supercuts of Teenagers from Outer Space. One that's just phone acting because that's the entire story is just phone acting. And then one that's just Thor and the skeletons because it's funny.
Thor is a skeletonizing gun.
Yeah. So just that bit, it's just going to be like cuts of a deranged alien blowing up people and turning them into skeletons. It's so much fun, Eric.
Mhm.
It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
So
So what else do we have on our list of things to talk about? We prepared a list this
we
time.
did.
Yeah.
We did. Did you want to talk about some of the series that you've been watching?
Well, Megan and I watched a few episodes of Lodge 49, which is on. Do we know what that's even streaming on? Is it like AMC?
It's on AMC. It's a show on AMC.
Oh, it seems pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's very Northern Exposure sort of.
Yeah.
In its
Yeah.
delivery. You really wanted to talk about Maniac, so why don't you talk about Maniac?
Maniac is a series on Netflix, and it stars Jonah Hill and what's her name?
Why do you keep asking me these things?
Shit,
I'm not watching it.
Yeah, I had her name written down before. Jonah Hill and I can't remember her name. It is based on a Norwegian series of the same name. Oh yeah, here I have it written down. Yeah, it's written down here. It's Jonah Hill and Emma Stone. And wow, I mean, Jonah Hill and Emma Stone are both really good in this. And as I said, it's based on a Norwegian TV series. There's a lot of really, really cool things about this show. Like episode 1 and 2 kind of like just set things up. And then it starts getting really, really weird after that. Very like super interesting if you're interested in psychotherapy, if you're interested in dreams and interpretations, if you're interested in like science fiction, psychology. Yet there are lots of things which really make me angry in the show. One of which is a deal breaker for Megan.
Oh, then I already know what the deal breaker is.
You know what it is.
I'm not going to watch it.
I'll tell you what it is. It's like wacky mental illness. It's not really a problem. It's just something you have to pretend is not real, is like the final message of the show. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I can't watch.
And he set it up so good up to that point too, because it's like the climax of the series pretty much occurs in this next to last episode. And then the last episode comes on, and like the Jonah Hill's character, I'm not really spoiling anything to say that he's a schizophrenic. He suffers from paranoid schizophrenia, and it gets to the point in that episode where he's going like, I can do this and I can do that, but I can't really because I have this serious mental illness. And you think like, okay, well, you know what? That's an interesting kind of end. And like the protagonist can kind of do their thing. And then Emma Stone shows up and is like, well, you don't have to worry about that because it's only what other people think about you. Let's run away from the mental institution and drive off in a car. And like, oh, fuck me. No, please don't do that at the end of the show.
Otherwise,
it was great. Otherwise, it was great up to that moment. Oh.
I have a problem with movies and other entertainment properties. I even have a problem with role-playing games that use disabilities or mental illness as a point of comedy, because it's not funny if you have I'm not trying to be super sensitive about this, but as someone with a mental illness, it's not cool. Like, I don't want to be your plot point, basically.
Well, I mean, I don't have a problem with it as being a plot point, and I don't have a problem with dealing with it in any number of reasonable ways. But it's such a damn cliche, and it's at the end of such an interesting way of dealing with this problem. There's also like
no, Dave, it's not worth bonus build points. I'm not taking
what the fuck
a fucking phobia or a fucking manic depression or whatever just so that I get extra points so I can be a like flamethrower user or some bullshit. So
anyway, so I there's some parts of it that are so awesomely good I can't even believe it. The stuff that involves the sort of pseudo dreams that they're involved with. It's like people are taking these kind of like the psych medication and going into these kind of like this MRI kind of like transcranial magnetic thing to like cure their mental illness. It's like a a drug company is like experimenting, and these people want to sign up for this trial, and it's like, okay, I'm on board. And then they sign up for this trial, and then it becomes all about like psychodynamics and psychotherapy, and the characters become really interesting. And then there's like one of the main characters in it is like super duper silly, crazy, over the top. And the tone is all over the place. I mean, it goes from like being like really serious and thoughtful and interesting to being like wacky comedy to being like there's one episode that is extremely gory. Like it's super gory. Like I watch gory shit all the time, and I almost had to look away. It was so gory.
Yeah,
because it's like drilling into some dude's head and blood spraying all over. He's screaming and thrashing around on the floor. And I'm like, holy shit, this is gross. And then it's in one episode. The show isn't like that. It's not a gory show. So there's like all these tonal problems and stuff, but the parts of it that are good are so good. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, so we should play the penny for my thoughts. I've heard an AP of that one. It hasn't come up in my game list radar, but I know of it.
Oh, is that one of those make 'em up games? One of those.
It is a story game. You I believe, if I remember correctly, you play.
There's no hit points.
It's like you're in group therapy and you have amnesia and there's issues. I think it's been a while. But I think that is the basic.
I used to do that kind of shit and get paid for it.
Yeah, Eric used to do that shit and get paid for it. You were a professional amnesiac that
yes
that infiltrated.
At least I think sessions? I was. That's what they tell me. I don't remember.
So, did you want to talk about the anime too, or? Oh
yeah, I saw an anime series. I've almost reached the end. It is on Netflix. It is called My Girlfriend is Chobich, and it is it's like an anime trope of high school boy with a bunch of high school girlfriends who are kind of all after him. The weird conceit about this show is that his girlfriend is like really inappropriately sexual, but she's not really. Actually, she's pretty innocent and kind of reserved, but she grew up with a family that is like inappropriately forward and sexual. And the whole show plays out like a series of sketches from what is it called? Three's Company. I mean, it's all like farce sexual misunderstandings. Like someone will actually be looking through a keyhole and we'll see our protagonist, and then you'll see some female on the floor like near him moving her head back and forth. And so like the person looking through the keyhole thinks, well, it's a blowjob going on. Duh. And it turns out that she's actually trying to help him untie like a package or something that he's holding. Dumb shit like that. The weird thing about it is I started watching it like, this is kind of stupid. And by the end of it, I'm actually laughing at a lot of it because the characters that come out are kind of, I don't know, likable. It's sort of funny.
This is something I haven't been watching with him, so I can't comment on it.
Again, our show's mainly about movies, and we don't really do like TV series or streaming series so much. It's just, I wanted to mention it because I was watching it, and it's kind of, among all the stupid things I watch, it was kind of an interesting show.
Thing. Yeah. So I think we've probably come to the end of our movie chatting things, but I just wanted to just remind folks that we've got a couple of things coming up. We're going to be doing Rabbit viewing on October 31st.
Oh, my character from D&D?
Yes.
Not that
character
Rabbit.
from D&D. No, we're definitely going to be doing one on the 31st. I think we may also set one up next week to just like hang out kind of casual on like Wednesday night or something like that. So I will post things on the social medias if we decide to do that. We'll watch a horror movie,
providing we can figure out how to connect this thing up properly. I have no clue.
We're going to do it in Rabbit. We're not going to do it on here.
Oh, that's even going to be harder.
No, it's not. It's very easy.
Oh, it's very easy. Okay.
It's very easy.
Oh, that's the one where you were in the other room.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's where I was in the other room. So we're definitely going to do that on the 31st and probably next week sometime. So please check that out. If you aren't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do. We're trying to reach 100 subscribers because when we get that, then we can have a vanity URL. And so
is it like a license plate?
It's basically so that we can tell people where to go without having like the weird string of like letters.
I want to tell people where to go.
So that I can easily post links that say youtube.com/Cinema Supercast.
Nice. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Why don't we have 100 people yet?
We're working on it. We've got a few. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. It would really help us out, and it would mean the world to us, so that we can continue on our journey towards technological relevance.
Yes, please do that.
Also, we are totally willing to take requests of movies, of things you'd like us to do on the channel. If you want us to watch a video and react to it, like, we'll do it. We're cool. We think we are.
Yeah.
We'd like to be.
No prog rock videos.
Yeah, no, because Eric will just talk about prog rock for like an hour after.
Nah, I like to watch that Weeaboo Reacts channel. It's just this young guy who like smokes a lot of dope and watches like rock videos or listens to like prog rock from the 70s. And he's like he's like 20 something now, and he like is blown away by it.
Yeah,
I find that very amusing.
So the upcoming week episode, we're going to be doing Jennifer's Body again. We've got
good movie.
We've got Bag of Destiny pick. What is the Bag of Destiny pick again? Mutant Chronicles. So that will be next week's.
Jeez, I'd read you the description on the back, but it's like
it's shiny. Also in Chinese.
No. It's in the 23rd century, Earth natural resources have been exhausted by mankind, and battle rages between the soldiers of the world for the leading corporations. A cannibal husband. We'll do a better description of it on the actual show. Yeah.
So also, if you've got a shitty movie you want us to put in the Bag of Destiny, let me know. You can send it to me. Send
us a DVD.
Our plan is we're going to do November's Bag of Destiny and maybe December's Bag of Destiny. And then we're going to have a giveaway that will include the shitty DVDs that we've watched and something like brand spanking new and awesome.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
And we'll also be updating.
We already did Super Seal, Jeff.
Super Seal? Yeah, I know. Super Seal is one of our favorites of all time.
If you want to hear an episode where I lose my shit for a good 20 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Because we are describing a seal. I'm already starting to laugh. We are describing a seal who's been left to die in the middle of a Mexican desert.
Yeah, while I do my Werner Herzog.
It's one of my favorite episodes that we've done, largely due to the fact that I could not keep my shit together for the episode. I also had been drinking a little bit. I will be honest.
Yeah, Super Seal was really good.
Yeah.
Thanks to Jeff for that one. I think Jeff and our friend George, I think, were responsible for Super Seal. I don't know how the hell they found that.
Well, didn't you say there was like
they were like wasted in the middle of the night somewhere?
Yeah,
it was like they were in college or some crazy thing. Like that.
One of the videos I'm also working on is a supercut of the part of me losing my shit in Super Seal with him doing Werner Herzog. That is shot like a Werner Herzog movie. So hopefully I can get that pulled together. I'm still learning how to use iMovie, but I am learning. What did I learn? Making the trailer, I learned how to speed things up.
Hey, can you sing the song from Super Seal?
No.
Green grassy morning.
No.
Blue sky kind of a day.
Please don't.
Sun something yellow. Something chasing the clouds of gray away. It's a green grassy morning.
The problem with this song,
blue side kind of a day,
is I'm now going to be singing it for the next 3 weeks.
Yes.
Incessantly while I'm trying to go to sleep.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Eric.
I guess we'll see you next time.
Yeah, we will see you next time. We'll do another live stream probably in a few weeks. We'll see you on.
How's my hair, girls? Looking nice.
Your hair is beautiful, Eric.
Thanks.
So thanks again, guys, for joining in. We will see you guys on the next one.
Bye-bye.